ThingWorx Flow is a codeless drag-and-drop workflow automation tool that connects on-premise, cloud systems, and devices without leaving the ThingWorx platform, enabling many different stakeholders to create and change data flows without an in-depth knowledge of coding. Let's look at ThingWorx Flow's powerful capabilities within a service use case, centered around a set of connected generators. To proactively plan for service, actions have been configured using ThingWorx Flow that will automatically log service events and create notifications when low fuel levels or high temperature levels are detected on a generator. First, let's simulate a high temperature alert. In this case, the flow will automatically create a critical priority Salesforce work order and then notify the appropriate contact to immediately shut down the generator before it results in equipment failure. Looking in Salesforce, we can see the new work order has been created with the information that we have specified. And viewing our mobile device, we can see the new SMS alert that was generated from the flow. Next, let's simulate a low fuel level alert. When fuel level drops below a specified value, a high priority work order will be created. A placeholder service appointment will be created to refuel the unit, and a confirmation email will be sent to the appropriate contact, alerting them that service has been scheduled. Once again, in Salesforce, we can see the new work order that was generated from this flow. Also, we can see the placeholder service appointment that was generated, as well as the emails sent to the Gmail account regarding the alert and subsequent work order. Now that we've seen the automated flows in action, let's look at how easy it was to create these flows. Let's start off by selecting on the action that will trigger our workflow. In this case, we want the flow to initiate based on connected data coming from ThingWorx. For this example, we have selected the trigger based on any alert for a generator. Next, the Get Properties connector will be added to the flow canvas, and the properties that we want to input from the generator will be added. This will be used to gather all the desired info that we want from the generator. Now, the Salesforce connectors will be added. The first for creating a work order when low fuel levels are detected, and another for when high temperature is detected. When adding these connectors, we'll specify the type of Salesforce record that we want to log. For both of these, we want to specify a work order type of record. We will configure these further after defining some branching conditions to ensure that the correct action is taken based on the generator's condition. To do so, the switch utility will be added to enable branching, so that the flow will react based on the specific conditions. The branching utility is just one of the many developer options available in orchestration that help with creating flows that are flexible for various use cases. In the switch settings, a default action will be selected first. In our case, we'll select the stop action in the event that our specific conditions are not met. Next, we'll define the specific cases based on exact conditions. First, we'll define the low fuel level as anything less than 50%. And we'll tie the Create Work Order Refuel action to this case. An additional case will be created for high temperature, where a high temperature level greater than 180 degrees will initiate the Create Work Order Temperature action. Now that the actions have been branched, let's configure the Salesforce connector actions that we previously created. For the low fuel level case, the parameters that we want to log in the case will be defined. The Salesforce relevant fields will be selected first. Then the related thing properties from the generator will be added into the value fields. In this case, we want to log a subject, description, serial number, and the priority level for the work order. We'll now replicate this process for the work order temperature action, once again specifying the desired properties that will be appended to the work order. The subject, description, serial number, and critical priority will be set for the high temperature work order. Next, a date formatting utility will be added to properly format the event time. This will be used for the next Salesforce connector to log an immediate service appointment. For this use case, we'll want to schedule a placeholder appointment for 3 hours from when the low fuel level was detected. Now that the time has been configured properly, let's go ahead and add another Salesforce event to schedule a placeholder service appointment. Here, the related work order parent ID will be added, as well as the required service appointment dates based on the values that we set in the date and time utility. Once the work order has been created and a placeholder service appointment has been set, we'll want to send a notification to confirm that the equipment is scheduled to be serviced. To notify the appropriate contact about the refuel alert and subsequent scheduled service, an email alert will now be added using the Gmail connector. Here, the subject and body of the email will be populated with the information pulled from ThingWorx. Next, we can complete the flow by linking to the stop action. For the high temperature alert, we want to ensure that the appropriate contact is alerted to shut down the generator before it leads to catastrophic failure. Therefore, the Twilio connector will be added to send an SMS to notify the user to shut down the generator immediately. In the Twilio connector settings, the appropriate contact phone number will be defined, as well as the Twilio phone number account. Once again, now that these actions have been defined, we'll complete the flow by linking the stop actions in the canvas. As seen in this example, ThingWorx Flow allows users with no coding knowledge to easily create automated actions in many disjointed systems based on the operating conditions of your connected products.